scenes. Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm Mendy.
Amanda.
Welcome to
Behind the
G-String. This is our first episode.
Very first episode.
Where we're gonna just talk about kind of how we got started, why we started stripping, and then each episode will just be some bits and pieces of our confessions.
We're just gonna be chopping it up, okay? But we have no filter, so that's why we started a podcast.
None.
No. They get really interesting. So.
Okay. So, who wants to go first?
I want to know where you started dancing.
Why I started dancing?
Mm-hmm.
Since I'm the retired stripper, I'll start.
Wait 1 second.
So, let's see. I started dancing when I was 21. I just turned 21. And the reason I started dancing was because I was a single mother. I had my first child when I was 17. And then I had my second child when I turned 21. And her dad was, I was in an abusive relationship, but he wasn't real physically abusive. I mean, we both just fought, but he was very mentally abusive. He was extremely mean. And I had gotten pregnant like right away, like
damn,
with him.
Wasted
So I ended up moving in with him, and it was awful. And I wanted to leave. And I was a single mom with 2 kids and a newborn baby, and I didn't know how I was gonna make it. And I've always been like anti-government, anti-welfare and shit like that. So a friend of mine was like, well, I'm topless, I'm dancing at the Chorus Line. It was called the Chorus Line in Iowa. And it was a topless club. And she's like, I'm making like $600 a night, girl. And I was like, what?
Shit.
So it took a lot of guts and a lot of courage. So I went and checked it out, hung out there a few times, got to know the girls, hung out with my friend. And then one night I just did it. And what I did was I was hiding money in the safe. I would put some of my money in the safe so he didn't know that I was, so he didn't know I was saving my money, because every time I'd come home from work, my daughter's dad would take all my money and buy weed and buy cigarettes, and you know, like he just always took my money, even though I furnished, like paid for the furniture in the house and everything. But so I started stacking my money in the safe at work, and one day he came home and I was packing all my shit, and he was like, what the fuck you doing, bitch? And I was like, I just held him my keys and was like, I'm out. I got my own place.
Bye, bitch.
I was young. I had 2 kids. And so the money was great. And so for the next 12 years, I danced, and I did it. Every time I try and quit and work like a regular job, I didn't make that much money.
Been there.
And so I was like really adamant about not wanting to raise my kids in the ghetto, in bad neighborhoods. I wanted them to go to the best schools. So dancing is what I did. For the money was great, and I only had to work weekends. So for years, so I was home all week with my kids. I went to college, and it was good. I partied a lot too, but those are other episodes.
You know, that's the thing, is a lot of people in their 20s are partying, but we making money while we partying, so.
Lots of parties. So why did you start dancing?
Well,
should we call it stripping or dancing? See,
I hate when people call it stripping.
I know, me too.
You don't even have to.
It just sounds better, right?
Like, yeah.
Stripper just has the whole stigma to it, and although it's just like the same shit.
Don't call me that.
But it's like, yeah, I'm a dancer.
You know what's weird? You can call me a stripper, but you can't say like stripping. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like when people are like, "Oh, are you stripping?" Like, don't say that.
But if
you call me a stripper,
white couch.
That's all right. Are you worried?
Well, I just
you have a bigger glass. Okay, so I was 19. I had been moving back and forth between both my parents' houses since I was 16. And it was just really irritating to me to not have a good relationship with either of them. Like, I would have to hit the other one up to move back in because I wasn't getting along with the one I was living with. And it just felt like very traumatic, and I didn't have a real support system or stability around me, and it bothered me that I didn't get to have a real relationship with my parents, because we just, first of all, couldn't live together, and second of all, they had issues paying for things for me or helping me with money. And when I was 18, I did all-star cheer for my super senior year, and I was working at UPS.
So you went from cheerleader to stripper.
Yeah, I did. You know, that's what people said. But
so you didn't dream about like going and cheering for the Dallas Cowboys and becoming an American sweetheart?
I wanted to. I gave that up. I really gave all that up. And
they don't get paid much anyways.
Yeah, but I was at my fucking peak when I quit cheer. I cheered for the 1 year, and I literally worked at UPS, LA Tan, LA Fitness, and went to college.
I worked at LA Fitness too.
Yo, hey, get it? We out here making the world a better
It
place.
made me broke.
I swear to God, bro. I wasn't
So
making
broke.
shit. I was just looking cute behind the desk, like scan.
Oh, I was personal trainer.
No, UPS is my last fucking straw, though. I'll be real, because I was doing all those other jobs, and then I started working at UPS thinking that I was gonna finally make more money. And my first couple checks every week was like $150. I was like, for the work, like my hands are black at the end of every day. I literally hated my life. I hated it so much, but I loved doing makeup. I loved getting ready. I was good at it. I went to cosmetology school, and I literally thought, like, there are people out here in this world, like, doing nothing and making a ton of money. Like, I know I don't belong here. I know I could do more. And if I'm getting ready every night, like, I never thought, like, I'd be a stripper until the day the light bulb went off, and I was like, and then I started looking, and I looked at all these clubs, and I didn't like any of them. I was like, this is too intimidating. And then I found one club, Heavenly Bodies, Chicago. Shout out to y'all.
Hey, shout out. We have that in common too.
Yo, but they they were like, I looked at their website, and they were super chill and just super beginner friendly. So that's why I joined that club. I went there. My first night was a Thursday. I made $300. And this is the best part. Like, my parents didn't know. So I was living with my mom at the time, and that was rough. But
So let me ask you, what did your parents think of you stripping?
Well, I hid it for a little bit. Like, my very first week, my boyfriend at the time, his parents just happened to be out of town. So I told my mom I'm staying at his place. I'm already 19. And I had until they got back to save up enough money, because I knew it was only a matter of days. My mom is a fucking detective. Like, not really, but she should be, because she was going to find out. So, well, I saved up enough money to move out, and it was like one of my last nights. I almost had enough. And I'm dancing at the stage in front of the front door, and the bouncer comes up to me, and he goes, hey, so I have someone here who says he knows your dad. I'm like, what? And then I'm like, why would he tell you? And then I'm looking around, like, where is this motherfucker? And I didn't get, like, the clear, like, information. Like, is he still here? Like, did he leave? Like, you know, it was just super, like, but I knew after that my mom would find out. I knew the next day. So my mom called me.
So was it really somebody was there that knew your dad?
Yeah, I guess. Like, who told my mom? Fucking snitch ass motherfucker. But my mom did not talk to me. She was trying to buy me a car, because on the way home from my interview there, I totaled my car. And I told her I was having an interview at Alta. So she told me she was going to buy me a new car. And I was like, no, don't. Trust me. Trust me. I'm going to do it. She's like, how? I'm like, I'm going to do it. Trust me. And so when she found out, she called me. She's like, you know, I was just gonna buy you a car today. And I'm like, I'm glad you didn't, because I don't want you to hold it over my head. Like, I want to actually have a relationship with you, not just you taking care of me and being mad about it. No, I'm not trying to talk shit about my mom. I love my mom, okay?
Are you guys close now?
Yeah. So the first, 2 months, I texted her and called her, every day. She would not answer my calls or texts. But she knew I was okay. She was checking on me still, you know, just through other people. And I could understand why she was upset. She threw all my shit in the driveway. My boyfriend at the time's picking it up. Like, she's screaming that she's gonna kill him. She's sending it, she's mad. She was mad. But me and my dad weren't talking at all anyway at the time. So my mom's birthday came up a few months later, and I took her out to dinner, and we started talking, and we didn't really get close. It was really awkward for the first 5 months of me dancing, because, you know, we fell out really hard. She didn't talk to me for 2 months. So my sister got pregnant, and she told me, that's a different story, but she told me, came to me emotional, and we got very close after that. That was 6 months after I started dancing, and then we were really, really close for a long time. Same with my dad. I had the best relationship ever with my parents after I started dancing, just because I had the independence and the freedom. I could take care of myself, and I wanted them to know I really love them, and it wasn't about something I need from them. It's I want to really be in their life. And yeah, I get your parents take care of you, but my parents, they need to take care of themselves. I get it.
I mean, I get it now. So I'm retired and much older. Yeah, it's I wouldn't want my daughter becoming a stripper.
Oh, I told her she was pissed.
And I wouldn't, you know, as parents, we want our kids to be successful, and we want them to have bigger dreams and bigger goals. But one thing I find really interesting about you, and I told you this before, is when I was a stripper, I didn't have any other really dreams and goals. I just partied a lot and I was a stripper, right? I mean, I did go to college, and that's another episode. I did get my 2-year degree while I was dancing. But for the most part, I didn't like take it anywhere. I didn't stack my money. I didn't really take it anywhere. But with you, I see you trying to actually make a brand of yourself. And maybe it's today we have social media and all that. We didn't have Instagram and YouTube and all this shit when I was a dancer. You know, we weren't worried about branding ourselves and likes and all that shit. So, but with you, I do see you taking dance classes and being a feature, and I just see you trying to take it to a different level.
It's new.
Just being
That's very new for me. My first 3 years, I was fucked up every night, and it's crazy because the DJ one night was like, "You drink?" I'm like, "Bitch, I've been wasted every night for like 2 years." When I was 19 and 20 and 21, I didn't have because
how old are you now?
25. But I moved to Vegas when I was about to be 23, and that's when those things kind of started. Because my first 2-3 years, I think I had this hole in my heart from not doing cheer anymore. Like, I literally gave it up. Like, I could have done those things. I could have done a lot with that because I was so good, like, at the time. And I knew that, but I just could not stand my living situation at all. I couldn't stand the fact that I couldn't see a future for myself. And when I started dancing, I feel like I got lost in it. You know, I got lost in being able to get my hair done, my nails done, being cute, buying shit. Like, that's what everybody does.
Right,
you know
get
what I mean?
wrapped up in the money.
Right, and I hated it. I was
fast money.
hating it. Yeah, exactly.
It was fast money.
Everyone
like,
told me that too. And
we
I was
could
like,
just spend it and be like, well, I know I'm going to go to work and make a grand sale. But however, sometimes, like, especially in the Midwest, when it's winter, they're slow nights.
Your first
We
year,
walk
you're
out
going to
there
make a
with
grand
nothing.
every fucking night.
But it was fast money, easy to spend, easy to make back. It took me a long time to figure out we actually don't make money back. Like, my mindset when I was a dancer was it's okay to blow it because I'm going to make it back. But you can't make back money that was already spent. And now that I'm older, I'm like, damn, if I wasn't like blowing money at the VIP clubs in Chicago,
I didn't stack shit.
Bottles through, I didn't stack shit.
I'll be real, but like after a while, I realized that instead of spending my money on, you know, I could justify getting my hair done or my nails done, but I can't justify buying fucking clothes or shoes or
really.
Like, I did. I bought enough. I have. Listen, you should see my closet. Listen, I did that, and I'm good now. I'll be wearing shit like I'm still looking good years later.
So what do you think you're gonna do? So just so everybody knows, now I actually own a marketing company, and I went to college after I was done dancing. I moved to Texas to kind of straighten up my life, and I went on this whole self-development journey. And been going on my self-development journey ever since. And I went to University of Houston for a bachelor's degree. So I completely just quit dancing after 12 years. When I was about 33 years old, I quit dancing.
What years were that? Like, what years did you dance?
Oh, Lord. 2000, I think I started.
Hey!
Yes, my daughter was born in 2000. I started in 2000. And then I quit when I moved to Texas. And I was like 33 years old when I quit. So that was 14 years ago I quit. So whatever year that was.
I started in 2018.
Yeah, and it was rough. Like I've been in just sales jobs ever since, because the money's good.
Yeah,
and I'm
sure.
good at sales.
And those
maybe all the years of dancing got me really good at sales.
Totally.
Because I've just been really
good at sales. Yeah, a lot of girls have talked about that. Like the corporate world is so much easier to manage once you know the people skills of being a dancer.
Well, I've always been self-employed. Like I sold life and health insurance after I was done dancing and things because you get used to being your own boss as a dancer. You don't want. Yeah. Every time I've had to get a job,
you might as well like really hone in on that shit. Exactly. That's why it's so
make out
vital.
with me and then quit. Like
fuck.
Regular jobs just suck.
I'm good.
Can't
like you're not making it.
So do you have any plans for when you're done dancing? And we're gonna wrap this up.
Yeah, for sure.
After that.
Right now, I moved to Vegas. I started doing shows. I never thought I'd do that. So I did a few burlesque shows, a cabaret show. I do my own show now. My plans for when I'm done dancing, like I've been done dancing, like if that makes sense. Like I've been done
like you
dancing.
mentally checked out.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what I did.
I'll still go and like I will make my money and I will make the best of it. I'll make videos, like I'll do my thing, but like I know there's so much more to give. Like I have my own YouTube channel I've had for 5 years now. Feel really confident in my dancing career. I feel like I can do more cabaret shows. I want to audition for more shows out here, do more pole gigs. Like there's so many gigs. I feel like right now I'm just really networking, and having my own show is a big deal. I feature at Exotica every. Woo! That's like the best thing ever for me right now. Like that's like I made my own show, and I feel like I can expand upon that.
I mean, you could even probably make it like here in Vegas, the burlesque shows and stuff, like fantasy.
I want to do fantasy.
Yeah, they're older. Like those women are like my age, and they're older, and they have natural breasts too. Like they're great shows. So we're in Vegas, right?
Exactly.
So with your dance
skills
and
right
lessons and everything, right?
Yeah.
But when you're in your 30s or 40s, you're not going to be featuring.
No.
Right.
I mean, maybe. But, like, you know, in my 30s, like, shit. Like, I think my 30s are going to be better than my 20s, athletically, at least. Like, I know a lot of people don't feel that way, but I do. I feel like I just fucking got started. Like, I'm not done yet, bitch. But I definitely see a lot in my heels career, hip-hop, like, shows like that. Like, I think that's definitely where I'm going to take this. And I'm also getting certified to teach yoga. And I definitely want to create more yoga content and incorporate that and advertise pole dancing more. Like, so many women around the world want to do this, and I want to host workshops. Like, you can see my mind's all over the place.
Yeah,
but, like,
you can even do like
these things
pole
are gonna,
dancing studio.
That's it. These things are gonna land.
Yes.
Like, these things will land, and
I'll market it for you.
Exactly. We got This is my plan. This is my plan for after I'm done dancing.
You know, like with me, I didn't know.
Podcast.
I didn't have a plan when I was done dancing. I really didn't. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And
yeah, right. And
but
like,
I
what are you gonna
knew
do?
that I had to quit because I would drive an hour and a half to work. At this time now, I was working at the Lumberyard in Cedar Rapids, the largest strip club in the Midwest. It's closed down now, but it's amazing. But I would drive an hour and a half to work, and for like several months, if not a couple years even, I would just drive to work and sit in the parking lot and just cry. Like, I just couldn't even physically make myself go in there anymore. Like, I mentally checked out a long time ago. And then some nights when I would force myself to go in and work, I would just sit in the dressing room all night, or I would have to freaking eat a bunch of Adderall to get through the night and make a lot of money. Because if I didn't, and that's a whole nother episode as well, but if I didn't do the Adderall, I wouldn't be able to make myself get up and get on stage or go to work. And I loved dancing on stage. Like, I love dancing too. I've always been a really good dancer.
Made you hate it.
Love being on stage.
That way
I was
before.
a really good dancer.
I felt that way.
But I couldn't do it anymore. I just checked out, and it got to the point that I was like not making as much money. I wasn't going to work. I was crying when I'd be in the parking lot, and I was like, I have to do something else. Like, I have to. And I didn't know what. I packed up my shit and moved to Houston and didn't have a job. I took like my income tax way back when I used to get money back before I owe so much money every year. But I just took that, and I loaded up my kids, and I moved to Houston and signed up at University of Houston and lived off student loans for a little while. And then I just went into sales. Like, I had a few different sales shops. I didn't have a plan either. Like, everything I did, I just opened a door, and that door opened another door, and I just kept going.
You just see what you're good at and like really open those skills up to yourself. Like, network with the people who are gonna help you get there. Like, you know, like you see other people doing media and you've been doing media, link up. Like, you model, you. But
I did kind of take the normal path. Like, strippers either take these paths. Strippers either, when they're done dancing, they either start bartending or waitressing, right? So I did that. I went to do that. I went to that path. I bartended while I was in college. Bartender. Yep. Or they end up working at that's it, like waitressing. I see a lot of
or they go to college. They go to college and they do that thing.
Some go to college.
Yeah. Or we say,
you know what, that'd be interesting.
I went to real estate school for like a
I would like to find out
2 weeks.
how many strippers actually went to college. We gotta figure that out.
We gotta get some guests on here.
Out. Maybe we have to do a poll.
But yeah, a poll would be fun.
Like, how many when on Facebook, all my retired stripper friends that I see, they're all waitressing or bartending. And it's kind of one of those dead end things. And when you get into that, that's why you see like
same thing.
50, 60-year-old bartenders at little hole in the wall bars. Right? It's like what path do you I don't know. That's a whole other episode. How do we find our calling? It's
like a 20s thing. Like,
whatever.
Like the things that make you happy. I remember.
But like you could keep opening these doors that you don't have to know. Like Steve Jobs said during his commencement speeches, it's easy to look back and connect the dots, but looking forward, you can't.
Yeah.
So if you just keep opening those doors, like with you never know. You could end up in Vegas in fantasy burlesque.
I get as I get older,
whatever. Well, that means it's time to wrap it up.
No, but real quick. Thanks. What was I gonna say? As I get older, I can see the fear creep up. You know how people don't go after their shit after a certain amount of time? and younger people are going after, like, they have that mindset of, like, nothing bad can happen to me, I'm invincible, because, like, they haven't seen so much of life yet. As I get older, I can see that creep up, like, why am I not taking as many risks as I used to? And I really want to, it's all about your mindset, you know what I mean? And I think that I'm still at the place where I'm not afraid, but I calculate risks more, you know, which is better. It's, you know, you get that when you get older, you know, you're not just being stupid, but I guess not letting that overtake you helps with opening those doors. Because, like, okay, I'm going to miss a night of work to do this event. Okay, I might have missed money and the event might have went shitty. And I might have made no good connections, but that's, like, the type of risk I'll take.
Right.
I'm not about to move across the country again with no money. That's like a 22-year-old me. So, like, I think I'm where I'm supposed to be at because I made that decision, and it was scary. But before I made that decision, I literally was looking around at people doing their business and doing their jobs and, like, feeling like, what's my passion? Even though I was already pole dancing. Like, I didn't know. I literally didn't know.
I think
that was my passion.
You know, there's, like, statistics, and I think both of our reasons why we started dancing, like, fits the normal statistics. It was like your mom and dad were divorced and you were going back and forth at home and you didn't know where you fit in and all that. Mine was, I was a teenage mother and then a very young mother in an abusive relationship.
Yeah.
You know?
You are a badass.
And then became a stripper.
You're a badass. You fucking hit that shit. You're like, psych. That's kind of how I felt. I was hiding it for like a week because I knew when my mom found out she was going to kick me out. So I made sure I had enough money to get an apartment. I had just enough.
Man, girl, I'm telling you, and we're really going to have to wrap this up because then we have to go out for promo night. Bro. But girl, I'm telling you, when he walked in the house and said, "What the fuck you doing, bitch?" That's how he talks. And I just held up the keys like this. I said, yeah, I'm moving in my apartment.
Gotta go.
And you know what? And my apartment was literally a little studio. It had one bedroom that was connected to the living room and a tiny kitchen. And I had my daughter's crib in there and then my other daughter's little toddler bed next to my bed. It was literally an efficiency. But it was the cutest little apartment ever. You know what? And I had no furniture. I let him keep everything, although I paid for that shit. I was just out and it felt so fucking good.
Yes.
Like, he was the meanest piece of shit like ever, and he's cool today. Like, somewhere when he turned in his 50s or something, he became like, I don't know, he's super cool now. Like, super cool. Girl, this motherfucker has never been nice to anybody. I just got pregnant the first time I slept with him and was like, what the fuck am I going to do? Swear to God. And I had given up my apartment because I was going to move to Chicago with this guy I was seeing in Chicago. That's a whole other story. But, and then I got drunk. He had all this wine on the table and I drank like all his wine. And I slept with him, I got pregnant. Well, and so I was like, what am I going to do? And he was like, you can move in with me. And that's the story. And then, like I said, as soon as I had my baby, I knew I had to go, and I didn't have money, and that's why I started dancing.
Yeah, that's fire.
Yeah, but it was great. Like, peace out, bitch.
My first apartment had my 20th birthday party there. That bitch was packed, even though it was a snowstorm.
Okay, but we're gonna wrap up. So that's our story.
We'll talk about that next time.
Why we started dancing. And we are gonna go to promo night now for Scores Gentlemen's Club, which is actually my client, and you can follow us there.
It was nice to meet you guys.
They're gonna follow us to Scores.
Follow us to Scores.
Promo night.
Maybe we'll put a little recap of the promo night at the end of this video.
Yeah.
Because we just fuck with y'all that much.
Yeah.
Follow our Instagram. Follow our TikTok.
Don't follow my Instagram.
Subscribe on here. Okay, don't follow her Instagram.
But you can follow behind.
She don't want to know y'all.
My personal Instagram is all fitness related.
Yeah, hide that shit.
You can follow behind the
Instagram,
G-string.
Behind the G-string. We'll link everything down below. Peace out from Manda.
Peace out. Cheers. Oh, you drank all your fucking wine.
Duh, you
got not bad for a young.
You got the
Wait, hold on.
stripper and the retired
Let me back up.
stripper.
Let me tell you something, people. So the first, like, Amanda, when she came over here another time, I asked her if she wanted some wine. I had white wine and red wine. She said, "I'm not old enough to drink red wine yet."
I don't have the acquired taste yet. All right. It's valid.
You know what?
When did you drink red wine? I'm sure
always,
it wasn't until you were 30.
when I was 21,
Okay, it wasn't
drinking all
bad.
that
I'm not
wine
gonna
off
say
his
that.
table and got knocked
Oh.
out.
You're right.
21.
It wasn't all white wine.
And it was all red and white.
Shit,
I
let
drank
me
all that shit.
not. Peace out. See y'all next time.